Hey there, it's Daniel. We're back again for another video. Today I want to talk about the CHSI program, which is one of the big reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing right now with science and everything, why I have opportunities to do what I'm doing right now. So let's go to the conference room and we'll talk about that. By the way, sneak peek to a future video that may or may not be a pulse jet. Alright. So, the CHSI program. Let's talk about that a little bit. It's kind of a weird thing to watch these videos. You probably don't really understand how this is happening. A lot of you probably think that maybe these videos are just like low quality videos from a producer, right, where I can use the space. I'm just a 17-year-old kid who just invests his time and money to fund research offices. The reason that I do this for the most part is because science is fun. I just want to do really cool things and I want you guys to watch it and enjoy it. Let's start from the beginning. I used to make these videos on Facebook in my bedroom. The most equipment that I had was a smartphone, which I have with me, the smartphone I used to stream on. This one, just so old, it's got a cracked screen and everything. And I used to record Facebook live streams, and that was it. I had a $20 set of beakers. That's all I used to make videos. But the thing was, really quickly, people filled up my friends list and were watching my videos. I was really happy about that, but I was stuck with Facebook. I had no room to grow. I know I wanted to go to YouTube, but the problem was I couldn't post those crappy quality videos to YouTube because honestly, why would anybody watch those when they could find other videos of similar content from high production channels, right? So I was looking for grants, maybe a government grant, a research grant, anything, right? At this point, I was working with my teacher at the school doing experiments, and I was thinking I can use the equipment, but I need a camera. I have no way to record it whatsoever, and I want the equipment to use my own place, so I can do the experiments when I'm not at school and I can get them done quicker, right? Well, I saw this advertisement for the Celebrating High School Innovators competition when I was searching up grants for innovators, right, in high school. Celebrating High School Innovators. It came up. Now, I looked at it, and it said you have to make a 500-word essay, and you can get $500 if they like the essay. They're going to choose 5 people and give them $500 if they wrote an essay explaining why they feel like they deserve it. So, I sat in a Leaves and Beans, which is up the street, and I took my school iPad, and I said, this might be the chance. This might be the opportunity. I said it feels unlikely because I don't know how many people had applied. So, typing away, I typed this thing. I wasn't banking everything on it. I wrote this essay. I sent it. I got a response back, an email from one of the organizers of the event saying thank you, keeping in contact with me. I kind of forgot about it. I didn't end up getting that grant, but I wouldn't know until I went there to Millikan University where they were giving the grants, right? They actually gave you the certificate that said you won it. It slipped from my mind for quite a while, but I got an email back from a person named Blake Whittle who helps organize the events. And right before it was time, he said, "Hey, are you gonna come to Millikan? Make sure you do. You know, here's the time ranges if you want to get the grant." And that was it. Well, I went there, and I didn't end up getting the grant for the essay, but there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on, a whole bunch of showcased innovative projects. Everyone got to talk to each other, all those kids that had applied. The interesting thing was that none of those kids were forced to be there. All of us found it organically on our own accord and were driven enough to go and chase the opportunity to apply for a grant or to make contacts with scientific people, educational people, or people who can help us in entrepreneurial studies to become an entrepreneur. Well, I didn't even know at that time that they were going to have a second competition there for a 90-second rocket pitch where in person, not on an essay, in front of a panel of judges, you have the opportunity for a second time to get $500. So I go into a conference room, pretty much exactly like this one, but it has a glass wall in front of it. And I walk in there, and there you go. Time is starting. On the TV screen, a presentation, and I knew we had to make a presentation, but I didn't know we'd be giving it. So it's a video. I thought they wanted it to back up our essay, right, to give some credibility. So it was just a video of me doing experiments. I didn't have a pitch to present. I hadn't prepared one. But if you know anything about me, you know that I love to give speeches. I like to just, say what's going through my mind, talk about it. I stood there in front of the panel of judges and said, no, I don't have a completed project. That's not why I'm here. I'm here because I know what I want to do. I'm driven. I just don't have the capability at the moment. I'm a dishwasher. I put all of my funds into science at the moment. With whatever grant you can give me, whatever push you can give me, I'll have so many more opportunities. I'll be able to do science, and I'll be able to record. I'll be able to do all this stuff. And I said, I promise that that's what I'll do with it. That I'll try to use every penny of it most efficiently way that I can. And that's all I can promise, right? I don't have anything directly to offer right now. It isn't a solid business proposition yet. And that's what people said. They all gave their opinions. They said, yes, it's not a complete business. But the thing was, I knew it had potential. I also said, I'm not looking right now to make it profitable. I can, and I will. But at the moment, I'm doing it because I want to further the field of science and education. That's my goal. That's how I know I'm going to succeed. Whether or not I make money isn't part of the equation. I just want people to be able to learn. So I tell them this. I show them the video. They see how much I'm doing. I tell them how much research I've done, which there's no way to even say. Because that whole summer I live streamed 500 different, approximately an hour long each live streams. I would be live streaming literally all day, and sometimes all night, just talking about science. And I try to split them up by stopping and starting it, and I don't have a lot of them on my Facebook anymore because I wouldn't save them. That was the incentive for people to come back. There was no way to prove it to them how many I had, except for one notification on my Facebook that said that you just reached over 500 Facebook live streaming sessions, averaging an hour and like 6 minutes or something like that, which blew my mind. Some of them were really short, some of them were like 6 hours long, right? Well, so I tell them this, and then they're like, okay, you're free to go. You leave the room, hang out with the other innovators, talk to them, be like, I don't really know how I did. I wasn't prepared for this. I'm nervous. But they weren't judgmental. They were nice, right? So I go hang out with the other innovators, and then at the end, they bring us all into this one big room, and they have a projector. They give us all food. We eat. I get to meet every one of the people who organized it, and they basically said, this isn't the last time we're going to meet up. It's not a one-trick pony, right? You're not just here to compete for a grant and then to leave. We're here to drive you to the point where you're deserving of grants and to the point where you're successful. We want to be the resources for that, which was really cool. I never suspected it would be as high quality as it was until I got there, and it's free admission. It should have been something that you had to pay to get the opportunity to experience, but no, it was a reward for being able to root it out and to go and do that. That's all that they required of you. They paid for everything, right? They had their own sources of income other than us because they know that we're kids, and if we're going for a grant, we don't have the money to give them, right? And they understood that. So I ended up getting one of them. They said 5 people got the rocket pitch grants. They put the names up. They gave us these certificates, which I have a picture of me receiving it from Paul Ritter, who is like the main director, organizer, founder of the whole entire thing. An amazing person. I can't even do justice to how incredibly crazy the guy is. He's gotten awards from the president, and he's just overall a really wonderful, down-to-earth person. He is a crazy person. I'm going to include some information so that way you can see, because my dad told me after the event, and blew my mind. I think they talked about it a little bit during. My dad heard it, just like all the accolades that Paul Ritter has. And we looked at it later, and it was crazy. I was really happy to be involved in this program with everybody. I didn't even know I was making these kinds of connections through the process, but that's what was happening, right? And what was especially convenient for me personally was that my project is oriented in the field of science and education. And many of the people there for the event are educators, are scientists, are successful researchers. It was a wonderful opportunity to get to talk to all of them. We had plenty of time to talk and conversation and networking, and so many opportunities were presented there. That was only the first round. I got $500 for them. But the thing was, there, when I gave the presentation, I told them that I was going to spend as much time as possible trying to be successful in what I'm doing if they were to give me a grant. It wasn't a lie. It was not a lie. That's what I was going to do, and it's what I did. Basically every day for the next 6 months, it was all about pushing myself further. Little steps. I didn't know what I was doing. Not at all. Yeah, it's a big adventure, but next step, next step, next step. Each one has to be a bit better than the last. I just knew this is what I had to do. Here's how I got to do it. I don't know from A to B how I'm going to get there, but I know that I got to start with A and work my way to B, right? I got lab supplies with the grant. All of it went to lab supplies, because if all else fails, I knew I could do research. And I performed many research projects, many of which that I wanted to publish. But there was a problem. Even though I had the equipment, even though I was doing the research, even though I had the information that was factually accurate, written into essays that I could easily publish, nobody wanted to take the essay applications. Nobody wanted them. Nobody wanted my publications, because I'm 17 years old. I don't even have a degree in sciences. I can't just validate my paper from word of mouth saying, yeah, I do a lot of research. I've wasted hours and hours of my life to, on this one project, That's doesn't work that way, right? Even though I work through the guidance of many, many well-educated individuals who will tell me whether what I'm saying is accurate or not, they still wouldn't accept it. Or I had to actually get an account, a subscription through something like the American Chemical Society, where you have to pay to publish papers to them, which seems a bit backwards. I understand what they're doing. You have to do it. They need to be self-sustaining. Thing is, I don't have that kind of money yet, right? The idea is that you pay to publish papers and then you make money back through references. The things I wanted to publish weren't for utility. They were for just ingenuity, scientific discoveries that might have potential, right? Well, it's too much of a risk for me to give that money out like that if I don't know that there's going to be a return on investment. So, didn't make an account through the American Chemical Society, and I couldn't publish a paper unless I had a degree in sciences or was in college anyways. So, what I did, I can publish papers through myself. You can say, here's a Daniel Mueller scientific paper. Who cares, right? There's not even a really way to access it, and we still don't have a really good way to access it, but I can share it. I can bring it up to a university and I can say, here's my paper. Well, the thing is, again, it's through an individual, it's not through any foundation, it's not through any sort of organization. So I founded Mueller Scientific Research Offices, which is where I am right now. I closed a lease on a little office space. Since then, we've been expanding. I have laboratories now, which is where we just came out of, offices, conference room, kitchen, all that kind of good stuff, so I can make videos. To pay for that, I have to work quite a bit. I'm a server. All my money goes into this. I'm not kidding when I say that. I just want to entertain you guys with science. I want to teach you guys a little bit and keep you entertained in the process. Well, this was going on for the 6 months that I had to prepare for the second round of the event for $1,000, right? So both of the other grants at the first one, at the second one, which I knew I would need to spend on a camera, a good one, with a good microphone, so it's high quality. For the first time in my life, I'd have high quality camera equipment to record my videos, because no one ever wanted to get involved in the beginning. Even when I got the offices, people just don't want to spend the time to get involved, or at least they didn't. Alright? They didn't, because it was money out of their pocket, and there was no immediate return for them. I can't pay them to help me because I'm not making enough money to do that yet, right? I met people since then who want to get involved just to get involved because they want to have fun and they want to do these crazy, cool experiments and, you know, see change in the world through science. But at that point, I didn't have access to people who would have motivation like that, right? So I keep doing these projects, research projects. I keep learning, expanding, working, getting money, getting lab equipment. My bedroom was a laboratory. I don't think I have a picture of it, or at least I do have a picture of it, it's just not like an incredibly high quality one because I moved everything to my lab, but my bedroom used to literally be a laboratory. I slept within 6 feet of a fully functioning organic laboratory, which is a scary thing. It's not very safe. Obviously, it wasn't sustainable. I needed to switch. And the thing was, I couldn't do experiments there because it wouldn't have been safe. I had to wait until the school year. So during the summer, this summer, just been working, but it's been going for a long time. We're still on our way to round 2 of the event, right? Preparing this presentation. You know, what am I gonna do to show them that I've been hard at work? Because it can't look like something I created the night previously, and it's not possible to look that way because every single day pretty much I was doing work. I don't know how much of that came through in my presentation, but my friends and family would attest to the fact that I was completely absorbed in it for so long. Okay, so we come into the second round of this event. We had the ability to present a booth, and that's what everyone did. We had booths prepared. My booth, I saw, we had a prep day where they actually took all the innovators and they let us see other people present at booths and go for $27,000 grants through ISU, through the Department of Entrepreneurship, right? Well, I saw a booth that I really liked that stood out. Everyone went to it just to check it out. Blake Whittle's booth was the one, right? And it had a table runner. I liked that idea a lot. It gave me a good idea. I went and got a table runner and I put it on my booth. And it says Mueller Scientific. That's all it was, right? My booth had science stuff on it so I could show experiments, but that's what it was about, is, you know, me presenting science at the booths, giving the presentation. The other students come around, they watch, we go to each other's booths, we collaborate, we talk. That wasn't the presentation for the grants. I thought it was, but it wasn't, right? I didn't have a speech planned then because I didn't need one. I had a whole bunch of scientific demonstrations and I just went wild for a little bit. I love science. It was pretty easy to do, to just sit and talk about what I love, right? You know, you're trying to explain to people why you deserve money from them. But if they are involved in what you love and you're talking about what you love, it's a completely different animal, right? There's an understanding there. So, anyways, we used the first day to collaborate and talk about how we were going to present this stuff, and to talk because after 6 months, the innovators got to collaborate and see how we've all come along. The people who came there were the people who had something to show. They weren't the people who just gave up immediately. And there were people who got grants and then didn't follow through with it. But they're not incredibly lenient about that. That was the test. See, they gave the grants, and they don't obligate you to spend it on what they gave you the grant for. But the thing is, it's in stages. So if you're not showing improvement, you're not going to get another one in the future. And that's a lot like how life works as well, especially with scientific grants, is that, say you get a grant from the government. As soon as you fail to follow through with the grant, you lose credibility and you're not getting one in the future, at least in that same general field, right? And you have a very low chance of getting another one, I should say, right? So that's the thing. It was definitely interesting to watch it happen. I wanted to be credible, I wanted to spend the money on it, and I was excited to have the opportunity. The same day I got the grant, I had a list of things I needed to buy with it, and I already spent it on it. So it would come as quickly as possible, and there I was, going to work, doing research immediately afterwards, right? Hundreds of experiments right there from then to now. So we're at the second round of the event. I say second, even though there were many different times where we got together, because it was the second round where grants were given out, and an incredibly high scale event. It surprised me every time, because in the beginning I didn't even know that it was any more than just like, some university just doing a giveaway, be like, here you go, just to advertise their college or whatever. No, it was hands-on. We got to meet people. They would help us along, professionals in innovation, professors, teachers. These people have personal connections to us, will call us, will email us and help us. One-on-one support for whatever we need help with. It's truly incredible. So, again, we're at the second round of the event. We just get done with the booths. First day we talk about our presentations. Now, I didn't even know that we were going to have a second presentation governing the grants. I thought that we were going to do the booths, and then we were going to give a presentation to talk about it, right? And just kind of like further what we talked about the booths. As it turned out, many of the judges didn't see the booths. It was for us, so that we can show what we've done and eloquently put it into a speech. So, overnight that night, I came to the offices here, I prepared an essay. And all that was in that essay was pictures of me when I started doing research, pictures of projects throughout, experiments I've done, work I've tried to do along the way, just some things to add credibility. And then I followed it up to say, I'm just a kid who likes science. That's what it's about. I want to get people involved in the field of science. I love what I do. I want you guys' help. Those are people standing in front of me who share the same dreams that I do, to educate and get people involved in science, innovation, education, entrepreneurship, all that kind of stuff. I said I want to become an entrepreneur. Obviously there's some learning involved. I'm not an expert. Not many people are, right? Everyone knows a little. Nobody knows everything. It's a learning process. You get better along the way. So, I gave that presentation in front of them, in front of everyone who came to the event, in front of all of the teachers, all the professors, everybody was there. All the parents of the families, everybody's there. 100-something people were in front there, just listening to this presentation, had it up on the board, said, that's why I'm here. I will follow through, just like I did at the beginning. I said, that's what I'm here for. I've shown that I am going to be, stuck hard with this, right? Because in the first round of the event, I didn't have offices. I didn't have all these, accolades to talk about, to give any sort of credibility. They just trusted me. And more so than that, more so than just generally trusting me, they wanted to push me to succeed. And they gave me the opportunity to do so. And so it was the perfect opportunity, that second event, to say, it wasn't a failure. It wasn't a waste of your time, and it's going to continue to get better with your help, And this is how you can help me right now, and we can help each other in the future, because we have the same goals, right? Well, yeah, everybody goes and presents. Many presentations. It took a few hours to get through, and it was 5-minute presentations. We all sit down. We all eat. Big banquet tables. All of us are eating, and they hand out Bob's ice cream cartons to everyone, and they have the CHSI logo on the front, and pick it up and turn it around, and on the back is everybody's names who went into the event. Not just the winners, but everybody's names was on it. They actually sold that at the Bob's ice cream shop, but on it said all of our names, and the name of the flavor was Innovator Crunch. So hopefully I have a picture of that, but that was such a cool thing as well. It wasn't just people who won the event. Everybody got to have their name on there, right? We all got to sit around and eat ice cream, talk, have a good time, tell stories. It was wild, because they had to judge all these people, decide who was deserving of this, right? Because everyone's worked so incredibly hard. But obviously that's not the end of it, right? Because they want to see all this follow through. They're just trying to find the people who they know are driven and are going to use it and not squander it to give the grants to, right? Because there's not an unlimited amount of money. So, time is up. The people who watched our presentations have their conclusions. Who is going to get grants? So it's a very stressful time. They come out, they go on stage, they're going to call them out one by one. First off, everyone got an award for coming, because if you came, as they said, you're already driven. That's the most important thing. Just the people who were driven enough to come just for the opportunity, that already shows so much dedication. People who came out of their way to come to be involved with it, that's already deserving of some sort of recognition. And now, what everybody's waiting for, who are the final grand prize winners? They called them, 5 people, and I was one of them. They called us, we got to go up, get our certificate, we get a picture with them, with people who helped fund it and organize the event and everything. We get these really nice pictures, we get to hold a big check that says 1,000 and all that. And they put us on their website. Those pictures are up there still, but it was such a great feeling, I can't even explain it. But they everyone got together for a picture at the end. All the innovators did. We got pictures together. We're all still in touch. We all kept in contact. It's in the beginning, the first round of the event, we sat there not like enemies, but we knew they were like competition almost. But by the time we left, it's everyone's basically family at this point, you know? We're all involved in each other's projects. We genuinely cared about each other succeeding and trying to push each other up and giving each other opportunities, and that's exactly what we did. And so seeing everybody leave at the end was crazy. Even the people who didn't get a grant were incredibly happy, because, you know, it was about everybody succeeding together. You know, those connections, you know, that networking is never going to be lost. The people I met there are crazy. They're awesome. You know, the other innovators, people who organize the event, I can't understate it. And I didn't realize until this that the most important thing in business or in life in general is connections. Meeting people who can help you accomplish your goals, right? And so after that happens, we've got time, everyone is able to talk, and families just talk and collaborate and just congratulate each other, and we go home. We pack up our booze and we leave, right? So I get a check in the mail for $1,000, and that was it. Not it, but it in terms of the competition. So I get the grant. I buy this camera that I'm recording on right now, a Rebel T6i, and a Rode VideoMic Pro with a Rycote mount. Very, very high quality camera equipment. And here I am. So I can now record my passion. I can now do science for you guys. It's incredible. It's such a wonderful opportunity. And believe me, I'm going to use it. I've got so many videos planned that it's making my head spin. It looks like I haven't been doing anything, but that's not the case. I've been working as a server, getting money, and that way I can shell out a couple $100 each on big projects. So I can make a big, nice, high-quality video for you guys, but I'm not publishing them until they're really high quality, because I don't want it to be a waste. Not for you or for me. I don't want to waste your time, make you not want to watch my videos, and I don't want to waste my money on a project that no one enjoys because it's a fail. So that's the thing. I'm going to continue to put out videos. I plan on it. In case you think I've been dormant, I swear I have not been. I've put out these goofy little vlogs just to make sure that you know that I'm here and that I haven't just run away. And a lot of that is because I know that the reason that I am where I am is because of Grant, where I promised I'm continuing with this. And I want everyone to know that I absolutely am. I'm not giving up. In fact, when I go to college, I don't know what I'm doing about this laboratory, because I want to keep it. Either that or I want it to be somewhere else. But I want to continue doing experiments, right? I just got off the phone today with Paul Ritter. And I felt like I had to make a video talking about it because, you know, it's such a deserving topic to talk about. You guys have the opportunity right now to apply and do this. If you are in Illinois or you're near enough that you can go and do these events, type in Celebrating High School Innovators, send a message, go to the website, fill out an application, get in contact. Even if you don't know what you're going to do, just get involved. Believe me, when I was in the coffee shop making an essay, I didn't say I was going to make a research office. I didn't say I was going to have a fully functioning laboratory. I didn't say I was going to do experiments for YouTube. I said that's what I planned on doing. It's what I wanted to do. But I said straight up it's not feasible right now. And I want to get involved just because I've run out of options. They were the people who gave me more opportunities and more options to go off of, right? You can't go wrong with getting involved with these people. They will help you. If you have an idea in your head, they will help you. They will give you the resources that you need. If you are motivated, you will be successful. It doesn't matter how old you are. All right? And on my Facebook, the way that I know that you guys are going to listen to this is because you guys used to listen when I would talk about it on Facebook. But people have this underlying assumption that you can only be successful and only do these big, crazy, cool things if you're older or if you have a lot of money or if, you know, you've just been given the opportunity. But opportunity is always present. You just have to search for it. You might not know how, is the thing. You might not know how to accomplish what you're trying to do. That's why they're there. They are going to show you. They're going to present these ideas to you. You have to be driven enough to go out and take the opportunities. You can't be afraid to stay up thinking about how you're going to make something a little bit better, how you're going to go through the next step of this, you know? I've stayed up countless nights. I can't even tell you. Even just science and research, I've stayed up all night, many nights, just thinking about trying to put the pieces together. But if you're driven, you will be successful. To what degree depends on how much you put in, because you're going to get out as much as you put in. Maybe not immediately, but you eventually will. If you keep trying, you'll get it back. All right? So, if you watch these videos, if you're a fellow scientist, if you just enjoy watching what I'm able to do here in the lab, what I'm able to, you know, I want to go off of your six suggestions, right? I have a team of researchers who help me do these experiments and who want to be involved. Those are the type of people who I hope watch these videos as well, because it's for you. It's to teach you, and not to teach you traditionally, like you would in a classroom and just say, here you go, here's the information, because that's not how I learned in the beginning. That's how you move forwards, right? When you become more intellectual in a field, that's what you do. But you learn the basics by watching. You develop a passion and then you learn. You can't learn before you develop a passion, otherwise you're not really understanding. You can know information without understanding it, right? That's why I'm here. So take, for example, pulse jet engine that I'm building. $30 pulse jet, a couple $100 in tools and different other things that are reusable for different future projects. But I got that so that I can show you how a pulse jet works. You don't have to build it, although you could. You just need a propane tank, a regulator, and the pipes, right? But I'm going to keep working on it until this stupid thing works. I don't care how many parts of the video it takes to get it done. I'm going to show you. But it's because I know that it's so wildly strange. It's so out there and strange that you guys are just going to have to watch it. But in the process, you're going to learn. That's why I'm doing this. All right? So, anyways, that's probably going to conclude this video. But I recommend for you, any innovators out there, it doesn't matter if you're a basket weaver and you want to start a basket weaving business, go on to the Celebrating High School Innovators website, apply, get involved, meet the people, and then send me a message. Alright? I'm excited to see you guys for the next video. We got a lot coming up. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And thank you to Drew Hester for supporting me on Patreon.